Hello everyone, nubkeks here, welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video, I thought we'd do something a little fun. What I've been doing over the last week is showing you my different teams. I showed you a team for Hard Hydra, I showed you a team for Brutal Hydra that I've been using. What we're going to do today is actually directly compare and see how Tila works in Hydra. This is Tila I just pulled recently and built her up. We had then the Hydra fix that made her completely unusable because of her continuous heals, basically killing the team, which was quite unfortunate. But now she's working again. So we're going to see how this team, which is what I used before, works with Geomancer in it. And then we're going to see how it works with Tila in instead. I'm curious. We're going to have a lot more healing with Tila. We'll have Hex with Tila. Whereas with Geomancer, we're going to have that reflect damage and the damage decrease as well, going to make us a bit tankier. So we'll see how it works out. We're going to start off with Geo. And what we're going to do, we're going to run this on full auto, well, basically full auto, as I would do, which is a problem with Geo. So this is going to be, shall we say, it's going to be a little bit not very kind to Geomancer, because basically we're running it like this, which is we're going to click on this head. Wait, what happened right there? We're going to free regroup it right there. We missed the provoke with Krisk. I guess it was a 3% chance. We're going to run it again. But yeah, we're just going to click on the head of decay whenever he is up, which is going to make Husk in particular target him. There we go. There's the provoke. Cool. Perfect. So, and we actually got block buffs out on this head this time. So this is a bit nicer for us. That's good. Yeah, that's sort of the purpose of this, really. There we go. It's going to be a bit bad for Geomancer. He's just not very good on full auto, to be honest. But he's just going to keep his burn up on the one target the whole time. He's not being boosted by a Shamail or anything. So that's probably as much as we could hope for anyway. There's going to be quite a bit of randomness here with the Fear Head. But let's sort of see how it goes. Will we pull it through or will it fall apart? Who knows? But you sort of see, roughly speaking, how this team works. We missed the provoke right there. A little bit unlucky. Krisk might get back around to it right now. Let's see. It's going to be close. Oh, he got his turn meter stolen, which is unfortunate. Again, that 3% chance for it to be stolen. So we do get this out. At this point, we could actually probably try to get the Geomancer burn onto Mischief. Make sure we break that shield. So I'll do this. I'll like retarget heads. Well, that's unfortunate. Krisk is failing to Mischief tank right here. What is going on with the team today? That turn meter steal really messed us up. That's unfortunate. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Okay. Team not going so well. I guess one thing I might have done, I did tweak some builds a little bit here. I've tweaked Elva a bit for dungeons. I didn't expect that to have an impact. It is what it is. We'll let it run out, guys. I'll be back after the run. You sort of see how it works. We'll probably stop it when we get to the 1 key value. If we get to the 1 key value, it's looking a little sketchy. A little bit sketchy. We shall see. Be right back. All right, guys. Well, there we go. We're coming up to the 1 key. It did only take the 1 attempt. It definitely got a little bit sketchy. I will say, got a little bit sketchy. The problem that this team faces... oh, I got distracted and forgot to provoke because I started chatting to you guys. Whoops. We should be targeting this head over here. Where this particular setup goes wrong is definitely the Head of Torment really messes us up. So him being in the starting rotation, I might need to make a different variant of the team where we switch out maybe switch out Royal Guard and bring in Shamail instead. That might actually work pretty well to boost us up and get us past that Fear Head, because that really makes it quite inconsistent. I've generally been manualing this run recently, especially with Geomancer. We'll stop at 37 million. But yeah, apart from that, team worked pretty well. We've got the 1 key, albeit only just. There we go. Let's end battle at 37 million. It took us 13 minutes, 122 turns. And we can see the overall damage output of these champions. We've got 13 million on Husk, 10 million on Royal Guard, 7.7 on Geo. He really gets messed up, unfortunately, by the Head of Torment. I do use Elva. If I had a Duchess, I don't have Duchess, but Duchess with the damage reduction, the AoE res if you need it, and of course, bringing in AoE Perfect Veil, she's much, much better, right? With just Duchess and Ugo, that's enough healing to keep your team alive, typically speaking. Between the damage reduction and the Ugo healing, you will survive, and you won't have to worry half as much thanks to Krisk extending the Perfect Veil. You're going to have Perfect Veil up nearly the whole time. So there we go. We get the 1 key, like I said, 13 minutes, etc. Let me take a screenshot of this so I remember. And let's go switch it up with Elva. Not with Elva, with Tila. Tila. Here we go. So if I show you the presets that we used there, by the way, I didn't do any sort of manual play, just clicking the heads to target. These are the presets. Pretty straightforward. Let me just double check we're going at the same thing. So we'll let her, Elva, do whatever. Krisk, Tila, we are going to make her do her AoE burn and heal first, and then extend the burn, put the leech and the hex. So we're going to have a lot of healing, right? The continuous healing, we're going to have very consistent leech. The hex is going to be a little bit inconsistent, right? And the leech will be a little bit inconsistent too, but like Head of Mischief is going to outrun that hex. But it's cool. Oh, the nice thing about this is she can steal extra buffs, which is kind of nifty. So that will give us some tricks to play around. Ugo is still the same. Husk's still the same. Royal Guard is still the same. Very possible, again, that we could switch out. We could put, like, Teela in the lead, and we could switch up here. That could be viable, potentially. Churning out, it would make the Hex more consistent, which could be good. The extra HP burns, maybe not super useful. So there we go. We've got the burns out to start us off. We get some slams coming in. We will get a bit feared here. So there's a bit of randomness right there. Let's target this head, have Husk start doing his thing. And there we go. We actually have the AoE Leech and the Hex. Unfortunately, we've got bad affinity for a couple of these heads. She has counterattacked and got herself fear. That's okay. So she missed a couple of the hexes, but still. Husk has, unfortunately, missed the provoke on the crucial head. That's all right. We'll come back around to it. Your most damage on Krisk. So he's got... Krisk right now has 4 continuous heals, which is pretty fun. So we'll just run this part through here to start. We get the cleanse coming in. I found out that this is actually, because of the fear head, it's actually one of the issues, right? Is that Royal Guard gets feared by his takedown, and Krisk obviously gets feared by everything that he does. Ooh, big. Ooh, look at that. Really big hits right there. Ooh, huge healing on Krisk, though. He pretty much fills up his health bar, destroys the health bar down to 75%, and then fills it back up. That's kind of funny. That's actually very funny. Krisk may be a little squishy. Krisk was, he was taking some heat right there. That got a little scary from those hits. Whereas the Geomancer's giving him that damage protection, keeping him a bit safer. Nice damage from the Hex. I'm going to be curious to watch it back and see how it compares. So it looks like the Head of Mischief is going to get protected right here by the shield head. Because, yeah, we don't have the provoke coming back up. That's fine. Get out the burn on everything. It gets cleansed off of Mischief. We'll see. The great thing about Tila is that obviously right now we need to be targeting the Head of Decay to have Husk do his A1s. But once the Head of Decay isn't there, what we can start doing is we can start targeting Mischief down with Hex. And we should actually be able to kill Mischief very quickly. Right, we're going to need hopefully a block buff. So we got block buffs on most of them. Not on this one. Oh, we have our first casualty. And I think he is going to outrun block buffs as well. Ugo comes in. Pretty clutch right there. We'll take it. This head's going to spread some stuff around. Keep, again, targeting this head. We get the revive. Okay, cool. He actually might get full healed here. It might be too difficult. Husk has missed the provoke again. Krisk might have it, but he's true feared, so he doesn't. Royal Guard going to pick himself back up, but we will get the full cleanse here. And definitely Head of Mischief's going to full heal himself. I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. Mischief, once Decay is gone, isn't really going to be a problem for us, even slightly, to be honest. Thanks to... In fact, we could target Mischief right now, try get the kill. Let's actually do that, or try not get the kill. Let's try break the shield, buy us some time. We might get it, we might not. It really depends on how these fears go. We get one hit in. Nah, he's due a turn. So there we go. He gets a turn. That's totally okay. We'll just get back to killing this head over here. Actually, one thing we could do... Something to watch out for. We could, if we were manualing, but we won't. But we could use Teela's A1 to try steal this increased attack. We're not going to do that. That would be really unfair. That would be against the rules. The self-imposed rules. We didn't do it with Geomancer. We're not going to do it with Teela. There's the Hex. Cool. Big smack coming in. This is going to be a very big smack from him. And that's one thing actually with Teela that I'm noticing. Our damage taken is much higher. Not only because we don't have the Geomancer damage deflect working in our favor, but also because with all of the burns that she's putting out, ooh, yeah, we might have to up our tankiness here. With all the burns she's putting out, she is proccing this head all the time. So it's actually kind of a big problem. It's actually a pretty big problem now I look at it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ugo's going to die as well to this head. He's going to do another really, really big smack, and there's not much we can do about it. I'm actually not even sure if, yeah, Royal Guard's going to survive this one. Okay, Royal Guard will maybe live. No, he's got his buff stolen. That's a continuous heal stolen too, which is a lot of the healing. We've missed once more the provoke with Husk. The luck is not in our favor. We get another full cleanse. We are cursed with these full cleanses. Very unlucky here today. Just comes down to that Husk A1. He's got it this time. He can, of course, at the same time, Chris has it. Of course, Husk can weak hit this affinity, so that works a little bit against our favor. And we're definitely playing catch up in terms of the revives. Look at that, double weak hits. That's unfortunate. Will we be able to kill him here before we get around? We've got the burns out again. Okay, cool. I think we're going to be okay. Kaboom. Oh my goodness. Well, that's some damage right there. That's actually very good damage. You know what I think we should actually do at this point is to try to kill Mischief. Would be to try kill Mischief and deplete their turn meters and just get more time with these decapitated heads. We should get quite a lot of damage out here. That's for sure. We could have some buff stealage happening as well. There we go. Royal Guard back up. Us getting some hits in. Almost halfway there. But yeah, you guys sort of get a gist for how that works. You can see it so far. With Tila, you've got a ton of healing on your team, but you're very vulnerable to... Oh, we've got the Fear Head again. That's one that we wouldn't want to see. Anyway, we'd actually love to see Mischief come back in. We'll see if we can make that happen or not. Not sure if we can. We hopefully won't see Decay. Decay's just really annoying with this team. Not Decay. Okay, good. It's Wrath. Okay, we can totally deal with that. But yeah, right. I'll let this one run out. You've kind of seen how it goes, though. Teela triggering Wrath more often. We don't have the Geomancer damage reduction, so it definitely tests your defenses a lot more. Yeah, we shall see how it goes. I'll see you at the end of the run. All right, guys, so here we are. We're coming into the end of this run as well, and we've got our worst case scenario once again cropping up here towards the end, which is Decay, who cleanses, plus we just about broke them free on time, plus the Fear Head at the same time. Really not good for us at all. Actually, it looks like we're going to come in pretty much bang on, I think. Pretty much bang on where we were before in terms of turns almost and time. We're not far off. There's an AoE burn. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. So yeah, I think that's quite funny. Here we go. Okay, we're about to hit the 37 million. Maybe one more hit will do it. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's definitely going to do it. End battle, I think. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, we went slightly too far. But there we go. 1358. Oh, I didn't quite see the number of turns there. I think it was slightly less. But quite interesting here. Again, obviously Affinity is playing a pretty big role here because it's very similar to our run with Geomancer, isn't it? Where Husk was doing the most damage, Royal Guard then Geo. Certainly interesting, we look then at Teela. Teela and Royal Guard both doing the same damage, Husk still ahead. So it's pretty interesting. You can see she really pumps out a lot of healing though. 2.8 million healing is absolutely huge. Elva doing 2.4 compared to obviously Geo who does none. And then Elva doing the most. So that's a very interesting comparison to me, for sure. Yeah, I thought this was a pretty interesting run. Definitely, it's this rotation is certainly bad for this team because of Fear, the Fear Head, plus the Decay, the Cleanse Head. The two of those together, it messes up your provokes, your taunts. Then you get the cleanses going through and stuff sort of falls apart. Our decreased speed is Royal Guard's A3 and Krisk's A1. The decreased speed is very, very unreliable with this team. So if you do have those cleanses going through and the provokes failing, then it sort of falls apart pretty quickly, right? And the Fear Head really disrupts both of them, putting out the decreased speed. So it makes the run a bit sketchy when you get the two of those together. So yeah, I might actually try this team again with a Shamail instead the next time. We could probably switch Elva out of the lead and potentially try Teela in the lead. That could be interesting. Or maybe just Husk in the lead for more provokes. I'll have to think about it and see. There's definitely stuff to experiment with there. But yeah, Teela, I feel like she's pretty comparable to Geomancer, actually. Geomancer is probably going to be a bit better if you have him in the lead with Shamail. Yeah, Teela's definitely cool. The Hex is really good. And it's just a lot of damage from burns. The downside is, compared to a Geomancer, because she puts burns out AoE, you trigger Wrath much more quickly. So you're going to have Wrath doing a lot more damage to you because you're doing AoE burns. The advantage is with the Hex, you can really kill Mischief very quickly. So yeah, if we ever had a situation where we didn't have like Fear and Decay, if we had Mischief actually show up sort of on his own, or with just one of those two heads, we could be targeting Mischief down and do some pretty good work right there. That'd be cool. And she does a ton of healing. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to keep this result. I'm going to lock that in for this week because we don't have long left on the week. I'm totally happy with that. We'll lock it in. Pretty cool. Yeah, I might actually switch up to... Oh, well, this is not actually a... not actually a Shamael team, but I might switch it up to something like that, like Teela instead of Sifi. Sifi obviously does sort of a Shamael-esque thing, same as Duchess does, where Duchess gives you Veil, Sifi passive gives you the 50-50 to remove it. You can see all these teams with Duchess. Yeah, Duchess would be nice. Duchess would be nice. But yeah, we can certainly do some stuff. I think this team would have pushed up pretty far and been pretty comparable, probably better than some of these. But yeah, you can see the Duchess with the Fear head in is really prominent this rotation. That is for sure. But we totally did it, and it was totally viable. Here's another Teela, this time with her. How did we do over here? So here we can see, again, Teela, similar damage to the Royal Guard and the Husk, this time with the Sifi. So basically the same team, but with Sifi instead. I'd say this team is more consistent. See, his Teela did a lot less healing, whereas Sifi did a lot more. That's quite intriguing. Yeah, fun. There you go. So in terms of how we built these champions, if you're curious to know, here we go. So these are the 6 champs. So Elva, she's in Stone Skin for Arena, and she is coming in with lots of health, lots of defense, lots of speed, and an okay chunk of resistance. So I prefer to have her with 500 resistance for Nightmare Hydra, so that she will resist as much as possible all of the Mischief steals, because she does get targeted sometimes by Mischief, but it works pretty well. And she's so fast, she does get around to these moves pretty quick, which is cool. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And over here with her masteries, I used to have her with Unshakable. I got rid of it, and I put her over to Timely Intervention instead. We've basically sort of optimized her build for Ice Golem hard 10, where she can duo it with Walking Tomb Drang, which is really cool. So she's great for that. Obviously, powering up her Blessing a bit more would be kind of nice, but I mean, 2-star, it's pretty hard to get up to the 4-star. That would be great, but it's pretty hard to get up there. So we shall see, we shall see. But yeah, Elva, she's doing that. We've got Krisk. Krisk is built like this, so 65k HP, 3k defense. It's probably a little bit squishy, 250 speed. The problem with Krisk is you need a ton of resistance and you need a ton of accuracy. Man, if I had more Faction Guardians, we could get the defense from Faction Guardians, certainly the resistance accuracy. That would help a ton. And then we could, you know, get some stats elsewhere. Get some more defensive stats in there. We don't have a Blessing yet, which will obviously help. Well, we do. We've got 1-star Brimstone. We get that up to 2 stars, an extra 5k HP. That would help a bunch. Krisk is coming in with the War Master and obviously extending his debuffs, extending his buffs. We've got Teela, obviously, herself coming in. She's got War Master, and she has just extending her buffs, extending her debuffs. No surprise, really, and cycling through her abilities. Oh, I actually haven't fully rolled her up. I'm running her in a Guardian set, right? Which is going to supplement, or it's going to emulate, that's the word, it's going to emulate the Geomancer damage reduction. She's going to basically be 10% ally protection, just 10% of the damage coming to her, but she heals every single turn. She's just super tanky. I actually have her in very quick gear, 268 speed. This might even be too fast, I don't know, but she's very fast. She has kind of enough accuracy to mostly work, and then she's got a whole bunch of HP. It's hard to know what you would switch up, right? If I drop the speed, what else do I build up? Just more health or stuff? She wasn't really dying, so I'm not sure. But I think Guardian is probably the way to go for Hydra. You could also run Relentless. You could also run her in the lead with a Shamael. There's certainly options there. But yeah, I thought this was, you know, for a first sort of go on my own account with Teela. I thought we'll go in with the Guardian set, have her keep the team alive. And I think it probably made a difference because we were certainly getting beat up this rotation. Plus, because Savage and Perception, he'd be better in Relentless or Reflex. I just don't have any left for him. But good health, just to stay alive. Good speed, 229. 100% crit rate, 2. 11% crit damage. And 334 accuracy. It's a little bit low, but it's just tough to get all of these stats on him. He's very stat hungry. Yeah, this gives him a good chance to land the Provoke, and he still does good damage. And he's got War Master and these retaliation things. We could arguably put him down get him 10 more accuracy there. Get him a Swarm Smiter. Might be better, to be honest. just give him a better chance. But then there's kind of not much else at the bottom of this. I mean, you get Cyclo Magic, I suppose. Not benefiting too much else from it. We've got Ugo with Warmaster extending the debuffs. She is in Relentless with very, very high speed, 263, lots of health. And then Royal Guard, be similar to the Husk, building him as tanky as we can, 230 speed. Yeah, very similar to Husk, really. Accuracy, again, a little bit low, but it's just tough to get those stats on him. For his masteries, it does have his accuracy supplemented by the support tree because he benefits with his A1, his A3 from Sniper and from Master Hexer, whereas Husk doesn't. So that works out well for him. And then the Geomancer, actually, I mean, do it by rank is probably the easiest thing. The Geomancer, who really puts up a very, very comparable job to Tila. He's in Reflex with Perception. He's coming in, he's kind of slow-ish at 233. Reasonable speed in this. He's got a good bit of resistance and a good bit of accuracy. And yeah, his masteries are like this. So there you go. Again, for Geo, I'd prefer him to have more accuracy and more speed. I've got 3 different Geos built in different ways. This is the one that he's built for this team anyway, and it works. But there you go. Let me know what you think. Teela versus Geomancer. A very close fight, you know, which is quite something to say when you're talking about an epic competing with a legendary. It's quite something to say. But yeah, it's very interesting. Very, very interesting, I thought. Let me know what you think. Which of these would you run? If you were me and you were building this team, what would you do? Would you switch it up with the Shamail? Would you stick with the Geo? Go in with the Tila? Do let me know. And I will see you all next time. Thank you for watching.